What happens when America's sweetheart is suddenly pushed into a corner during a live TV interview that nobody expected? When Kelly Clarkson, the powerhouse singer who has always been admired for her charm, kindness, and down-to-earth personality, takes a seat on the Today Show with Hoda Kotb for what should have been just another routine promotional chat, everything changes. What begins as light conversation quickly takes a shocking turn, leaving not only the viewers stunned, but also causing one of television's most beloved stars to actually walk out in the middle of a live broadcast. The tension doesn't slowly build. It sparks from the very first question and turns into a confrontation so intense that fans see a side of Kelly Clarkson they never imagined. This is the kind of moment that makes you rethink everything you thought you understood about celebrity interviews. So if you're listening now, make sure to subscribe and leave a comment, because what I'm about to share with you is a story you won't forget. The studio looked like it always did that morning, glowing under the heavy, bright lights that filled the Today Show set. Hoda Kotb sat in her familiar spot, calm and confident, with her neatly arranged notes stacked in front of her on the shiny coffee table. Kelly Clarkson walked in with her usual vibrant presence, her blonde hair falling neatly to one side as she tucked a strand behind her ear and adjusted her stunning bright blue dress. Her smile was warm, genuine, the same smile that has charmed audiences for years. The cameras turned on, and what seemed like a typical celebrity sit-down was about to turn into a piece of television history that people would replay and analyze for years. "Kelly, welcome back to Today," Hoda said with her usual cheerful voice. "It's always such a pleasure to have you with us." "Thank you so much for having me, Hoda. I love being here," Kelly replied with a genuine grin. "This show has always felt like home to me." The warmth between the two seemed real enough at first. Hoda gave a nod, glanced at her notes, and smoothly moved into her next line. "Now, of course, we're here to talk about your brand new album, which fans are really excited for. But before we jump into the music, I want to ask you about something that's been in the headlines recently." Kelly's expression shifted ever so slightly, the smile faltering just for a split second as her eyes hinted at uncertainty. "Oh, okay. What's that?" she asked cautiously. "There have been reports about tensions between you and some of your fellow coaches on The Voice," Hoda began. "Sources have claimed that behind the scenes there were heated moments during your final season. Can you tell us what really happened?" The air in the studio seemed to drop in temperature instantly. Kelly's face stiffened, though she quickly pulled her composure back together. Her voice, however, carried a subtle sharpness. "I'm sorry, Hoda, but I think there's a little mix-up. I haven't been on The Voice for a while now. Maybe you're confusing timelines." Hoda leaned in just slightly, her journalist instincts sparking. "Actually, I'm talking about your last season on the show. Multiple sources have mentioned there were disagreements between you and the production team. In fact, one story even described an incident where you allegedly threw a chair during an argument with the show's executive producer." Kelly's posture stiffened instantly, her hands pressing tightly together in her lap. "Hoda, I honestly don't know where you're getting this from, but it's not true. I would never act that way. And I have to admit, I'm a little surprised you're even bringing up rumors like this in an interview I thought would be about my music." The entire energy on set shifted. The crew members behind the cameras could feel it, the live tension that spread across the room like wildfire. Even Hoda, usually unshakable, seemed to realize she had entered risky ground. But instead of easing off, she pressed harder. "Kelly, I understand you're upset, but these aren't just baseless stories. We've confirmed with multiple people, and I have to ask you because our audience deserves clarity. Was your departure from The Voice really your choice, or was there more to it?" Kelly's cheeks flushed as her voice rose slightly. "Wait, are you actually suggesting I was fired? That's absolutely absurd. I cannot believe you're putting me on the spot with this. I came here to discuss music, songs that are deeply personal, that mean so much to me, and instead, you're dragging me into some gossip trap." "Based on what? Anonymous sources?" Hoda kept her tone steady, but there was a cold firmness to her words now. "Kelly, I'm not attacking you. I'm simply asking you to respond. If it's false, this is your chance to clear things up." "There's nothing to clear up," Kelly snapped back, her voice cracking with frustration. "What you're doing isn't fair. It's reckless journalism, and you know it. You're using gossip as if it's fact." By now, the tension was impossible to ignore. Kelly's hands were moving more forcefully as she spoke, her breathing quicker than usual. For a star who has always been admired for her easygoing, bubbly energy, this was a side that nobody expected. Hoda, sensing she might have gone too far, tried softening her approach. Kelly, I get that this is hard to talk about, but when these stories spread, people look for answers. People want answers? Kelly repeated, her tone incredulous. Or does the media just want drama? Because honestly, Hoda, that's what this feels like. It feels like I was invited here under the pretense of talking about my music, but instead you've ambushed me with tabloid nonsense. The studio went so silent it almost hummed. Camera operators froze in place, not sure how to even frame the shot. Kelly's voice filled the space with an emotion that viewers rarely got from her, raw, unfiltered anger mixed with hurt. Hoda tried once more to steady the ship. Kelly, you know I've always respected you. This isn't personal, but when we get credible information from people who worked closely with you, we have to ask about it. Kelly's eyes locked on her, sharp and blazing. Her voice was calm but carried an unmistakable fire. My fans deserve better than this. They deserve better than seeing me blindsided on live TV with lies. And so do I. The words landed like a hammer. Hoda had interviewed countless celebrities before, navigated scandals, even handled hostility. But something about the way Kelly spoke made it clear. This wasn't a typical tense moment. This was about to go completely off the rails. Hoda hesitated, but then continued. Kelly, these sources aren't random people. These are individuals who were in the room during those moments. They worked alongside you. Kelly blinked in disbelief. Wait, are you saying you've been talking to crew members? People bound by confidentiality agreements? People whose careers depend on professionalism? Hoda, keeping her tone professional, said, I can't disclose my sources, but yes, these were people present during your time there. They felt compelled to speak out. Kelly leaned forward, her voice dropping to a whisper that sent chills. So let me understand this. People who I respected, who I treated kindly, went behind my back to paint me as some kind of monster? And now you're airing that to the world? Kelly, these people weren't trying to smear you, Hoda countered. They were worried about what they saw. According to them, there were multiple incidents. Times you lost your temper. Times you made demands that felt unreasonable. Times you created a stressful environment. The accusations hit Kelly like a brick wall. Her face turned pale, then red with fury. She half rose from her chair, her voice now booming. A hostile work environment? Are you kidding me? I've built my career on kindness and respect. And you're telling me people are painting me as some diva nightmare? This is insane. Hoda stayed seated, her posture stiff, her voice calm but insistent. Kelly, one story even claimed you yelled at a production assistant for bringing the wrong water. Kelly's laugh burst out in disbelief. Water? You're destroying my reputation over a bottle of water? Do you realize how ridiculous this sounds? But Hoda pressed on. That's not the only report. We've heard you were often late to rehearsals, refused to work with certain staff, even told a makeup artist she should be fired. Kelly now stood fully upright, hands trembling. This is unbelievable. You're spouting lies to millions of people, and you have no idea the damage this could do to my career, my family, my entire life. The air in the studio was combustible. Everyone knew they were witnessing something that would become unforgettable TV history. Kelly, if this isn't true, then give us your side, Hoda said. Was there creative conflict? Disagreements? My side? Kelly shot back, her voice shaking with rage. My side is that I showed up every day, did my job with professionalism, treated people with respect, and left the show on my own terms. That's the truth, Hoda leaned in. So you admit there were conflicts? Of course there were conflicts, Kelly replied coldly. It's TV, it's stressful. But conflict is not abuse. Conflict is not toxic, and you know that. Still, Hoda asked, what about the claim that you threw a script at a director? That was it, Kelly snapped. She shoved her chair back, standing tall. A script? At a director? I have never thrown anything at anyone. Ever. The fact that you even repeated that is disgusting. By now, the tension was unbearable. Hoda tried to calm the situation, but Kelly's anger had crossed the point of no return. You know what, Hoda? Kelly said, unclipping her mic with trembling hands. I'm done. Done with this interview, done with this so-called journalism, done with this ambush. She dropped the mic on the table with a sharp thud. Looking directly into the main camera, Kelly spoke to her fans. To everyone who has supported me over the years, I want you to know this. None of this is true. I've only ever been professional, respectful, and kind. And to this network, to the people who thought ambushing me like this was acceptable, I hope you're happy with yourselves. She turned back to Hoda, her voice heavy with betrayal. I trusted you. I thought we were friends. And this is how you treat me? I hope it was worth it. And with that, Kelly Clarkson walked off the set, leaving Hoda Kotb sitting frozen in shock as the cameras continued rolling. The crew didn't move. The audience at home sat in disbelief. A beloved star had just exploded on live TV and walked away, creating one of the most unforgettable moments in morning show history. What unfolded that day wasn't just an interview gone wrong. It was a raw, unfiltered glimpse into how fragile trust can be in the spotlight and how quickly everything can unravel when personal pain collides with public pressure. So what do you think? Was Kelly right to walk out, or should she have stayed and defended herself further? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more unbelievable celebrity moments you won't see anywhere else.